10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, studio.
Oh, it's that time again. Paul Chandler's gonna start this whole thing he does. It's called the Shy Life Podcast. It's probably gonna start any minute now. Anyway, I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, sit back and relax.
Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
It's the quiet ones you've got to watch, you know.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Fair play. He's not all that shy, is right.
Blimey, Governor. It's the Shy Life Podcast.
Excellent.
Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast The Shy Life.
Oh, here comes a train. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? I'm alright. Actually, I'm not alright. I don't know if I can tell you about it. I'm kind of traumatised. Well, I guess I will tell you about it, but it might take me a moment to take it all in and share it with you. Let's run the theme music when we come back. I'll explain what's been going on. All right, run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Good, but it's a positive thing. Shy Life, the Shy Life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
Hello, Paul.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious. Hello, campers. How are you? You quite like a big bang, don't you?
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, I hope he hasn't found out my secret. I think he has.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
But has the Shy Life Podcast slowed down? I don't think so.
It's all gooey and meaty and yum, 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 yum.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage? Hello.
Hello again, listeners. Sorry, I'm a little bit lost for words, to say the least. I'm actually on Woking Station, heading home. I've had a few days at my parents'. I actually went down to my parents, and I took Yeti Uncle John with me. Yeah, Yeti Uncle John came with me down to Salisbury, and well, you know, he's part of the family, although he's not a part of the family that they usually sort of reunite, if you know what I mean. It's a long story. In fact, one that doesn't dare to be told. But anyway, I'm heading back now after a few days, and well, let's just say Yeti Uncle John and I didn't travel back in the same train. I'm just sitting on the platform and listening to the relaxing sounds of a child screaming, and Cromitty's going to meet me. He's been shopping in Woking, and there. Then we're going to go back to the flat. But well, as I say, I kind of need a bit of time to myself, really. So I'm not rushing back, because when I get back to the flat, there'll be all of the the usual problems. I mean, noises. I mean, you know what it's like. So yeah, having been in Salisbury, and there's been quite a lot of shouting down there. I know there's trains and screaming children on Woking Station, but still, it feels a little bit more impersonal, like it's not directed at me. as such. So, yeah. So yes, what was I going to say? So I'm just waiting for Cromitty. I'm just going to wait until Cromitty arrives, and then we'll talk. I'll talk to him. I'll tell him what's gone on, and I'll tell you as well. Yeah, it wasn't a massive thing. It's not like Yeti Uncle John went to Salisbury and sort of launched some sort of nuclear warhead or anything. But there are lots of little things, and it kind of grew up into, well, a thing. Yes, I've said it. Yeti Uncle John is to blame for this. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to say it, but yeah, he really was. Although, when he first arrived, he was really quite polite and nice, and I don't think he meant any of this. I really don't. I don't think he meant to upset anybody, but he was just being Yeti Uncle John, and he's so used to being Yeti Uncle John in a world where everybody accepts him, that when he was being Yeti Uncle John at my parents' house, it suddenly was a clash of civilizations, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Oh dear. Look, I think it's time to play a piece of music, something new, maybe something that I've not played you before. Just until Cromitty gets here, and then we can start the whole story, and I'll explain what's been going on. Okay, have a listen to this. I hope it's nice and relaxing. There aren't any screaming children or trains in the middle of it, but who knows? Maybe it'll surprise us. Okay, have a listen.
Hello listeners, whilst we wait for Cromitty to arrive, we have a new piece of music by Muffy on tour that he has allowed us to share with you. It's called New Nostalgia. Once you have heard that, we also have 3 messages from him, which he sent us from a recent visit to Keswick in the gorgeous Lake District. It's one of Paul's favorite places in all the world. Have a listen! Exclamation.
Good morning. Muffley on tour here from the Lake District. I'm here this morning at the Threlkeld Quarry and Mining Museum, which is a great little museum. It's got real character to it. It's not exactly Alton Towers, but then again, would you want it to be like that? I'm currently waiting outside on a bench with a cup of coffee under the slopes of Blancathra, which is looking quite majestic in the sun today, and waiting for the little steam train that pootles along. I did quite a long walk yesterday, which for my old frame was a bit of a shock to the system. So today I'm definitely taking it easy, but also trying to avoid the tourist hordes, which is easier said than done in the Lake District. So anyways, I wish you all a great weekend, and onwards and upwards. So, hello again. I've been to Grasmere today, and I've done vaguely touristy things, wandering lonely as a cloud and all that. Been to see the Wordsworth Graves. Fortunately, it wasn't that busy because it's the Grasmere show tomorrow. So, was able to park, was able to find something to eat. Still massive queues for the gingerbread shop, which I can never get my head around, but there we go. But all in all, quite a pleasant afternoon, really, and the weather's been good as well. So yes, I'm still resting my aching limbs from yesterday. So tonight it's a quiet night in, and then hopefully tomorrow another walk. Watch this space. Bye bye. Good afternoon from Keswick, where on this Sunday it's been a day of three halves, I guess. I did a walk this morning, and for once it was one of those walks when you go up a mountain or a fell and there wasn't any false summits. It basically was over before it started, so that was a nice surprise. So I was quickly up and down. The biggest problem was having to sort of try and get back to Keswick along the world's smallest country lane, which was a bit sort of difficult with squeezing cars and stuff. And then because I was feeling virtuous and energetic, I went for a run along the old railway, which I always enjoy. I mean, the park run does it on a Saturday, but I was doing other things yesterday, so I decided to make up for it today. But if you're ever in Keswick, I can thoroughly recommend going on the Keswick to Threlkeld railway path. Even if you're walking or if you've got limited mobility, it's well worth going on because it's very picturesque, it's very scenic, and you learn a bit about the history of the area as well. So after all that sort of activity, I've spent the latter part of the day just back at a guest house because Keswick, being a bank holiday weekend, is absolutely rammed. And the centre of Keswick seems to be populated with people who seem to have spent all of the weekend in the pub. So I thought I would avoid that. So tonight it's just going to be a bit of reading, a bit of crosswords. Does anyone do crosswords out there at all? Anyone have a favourite crossword they do? And then some podcasts. So hope you're all having a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you again, Muffley. It's always wonderful to hear from you, be it a new piece of music, or a message, or free. You are indeed a treasure. Meanwhile, it appears that Cromedy has arrived at the station, and Paul may be about to relate to us all exactly what occurred with him and Yeti Uncle John down in Salisbury.
Oh dear, Paul. I'm so sorry to hear that your trip to Salisbury was not to your liking. Well, I mean, it would have been if Yeti Uncle John had not been there, I suppose. Exactly. If Yeti Uncle John hadn't been there, it would have been fine. I mean, my dad might have got cross when we played cards or something, but other than that, I think it would have been fine. Yes, I know what you mean. Good grief. I think you're going to have to tell me the whole story. You know, if you'd invited me, not Yeti Uncle John, then things would also have been smoother. I know that, Cromitty. But the point was to kind of, bring the Yeti Uncle John side of the family together with the, my side of the family. Yes, Paul, I understand. Oh, it's difficult. It's difficult when families get together. Yes, I just never really... I mean, I know what Yeti Uncle John's like, but we're used to him, aren't we? I didn't really think about how he fitted in, you know. I understand. Yes, I do understand, Paul. He's quite a culture shock. Yes, he is. Yes, Yeti Uncle John is most certainly a culture shock. Well, what did he do, Paul? I suppose I ought to tell you. It's something like this. So, Paul, why are we getting this train from Waterloo rather than your flat? I told you it's easier. I had a couple of things I needed to do in town, and if you get on the train at Waterloo, then at least you get a seat. I mean, recently I've gone on working and had to sit on the really small flip-down seats, which are a little bit uncomfortable on the old bottom after a while. Uncomfortable on the bottom, okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, I hope you've got what you needed to do done. Yes, all done. Then when's the train? The train, let me have a look. The train is... It's very soon, actually. I think they'll call the train in a minute, Paul. Well, I think they should do, yes. It's due any minute. They just haven't got the platform up. Oh, right. And how long is the actual, journey? It's about an hour and a half. No, it's probably less than that, actually. Oh, right. Will there be a trolley, or should I get a drink before I get on? Simple John, you haven't got time to get a drink. You're going to be called at any moment. Oh, so there's a trolley. I'm not sure if there's a trolley or not. I've got some provisions. You can share those if you really want to. I might do, yes. I'm going to get dehydrated, Paul. Oh, it's one of my greatest fears. That and a few of apples. Yes, I remember. So, Paul, kind of nervous about meeting your parents. I mean, I know we're sort of related, but do they actually know we're sort of related? I'm not sure. They're very good at sort of sweeping under the carpet things that they don't want to face up to. Oh yes, I heard that about them. Yes. Well, you know, we don't have to be blatant about it. You don't have to be blatant about it in front of your parents. Yes, that we're related. Exactly. You know, they'll either mention it or they won't mention it. We'll just see. Because I'm kind of nervous. As you said that, it'll be fine. My mum's very laid back. I'm sure you've got things you can talk about, things you have in common. I've never seen an episode of Neighbours, Paul. Yeah, my mum likes more things than just Neighbours. She likes books. Books, those are them things with words in, aren't they? Yes, books are those things with words in. You've written one, so don't play the fool. Yes, I know what a book is. I think I know what a book is. I'm not sure about which way round I hold it, but yes. Wasn't she a librarian too? My mum? Yeah. Yes, she was. Long time ago. I mean, on and off. She has volunteered as a librarian more recently, but right, I remember that. What else does she like? Cats. I know about Dealey. I can talk with some experience about Dealey. Yeah, good. So So talk with some experience about Dealey. She also likes her garden. I'm sure I'd like her garden too. Well, I mean, literally, you can just go out in the garden, look at a flower and point at it and say, that's a nice flower. I mean, that would please her. Yes, good idea. Might do that. Yeah. Oh. And your dad? My dad likes sport? Yes. Yes. What else? He likes cats too. Oh, all right. Does he like the garden? I mean, yeah, he likes the garden. So if I pointed at a plant and said, Mr. Chandler, that's a nice flower, would he be pleased? I think he'd be pleased. Maybe not as pleased as my mum would be, but still, can't please everyone to the same, level of, yes, I get what you mean. So, like sport, does he play tiddlywinks? Sure he would. Isn't he pretty competitive? Don't you have arguments when you play card games? There are sometimes arguments about cards, yeah. Okay, I'll keep that in mind if I'm playing with him. I won't laugh in his face if I win. No. He may laugh in your face if he wins. Yes, I accept that, but I'll pretend, I'll be a good loser. Yeah, that's the best way. Okie dokie. So, be a good loser, sport, tiddlywinks, maybe. What else? What else sport does he like? Football. Oh, I hate football. Yeah, I hate football too. What else? He likes golf. Oh yes, golf. Golf. Didn't somebody once say golf ruins a good walk? I think somebody might have said that. It might even have been me. I mean, I don't think I was the first person to say it, but yes. Golf does tend to spoil a decent walk. But anyway. I'll keep off those subjects, Paul. What else does he like? Quite likes God. Right. Okay. I'll avoid that one as well then. Best two. Yeah. I'm not sure what else he likes. Anyway. So, look, they are now calling the platform 6, I think. We better go and get our seat. See, we could have gone and got a drink, Paul. Could have got a drink. We would have had time. Well, let's see if we pass let's see if we pass a little stand. We might be able to get you a drink. All right, Paul. Thank you, Paul. You're very good to me. Yeah, I know. Come on, let's go and get that train. Oh, dear. I'll promise to behave myself. I know you'll behave yourself. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine and lovely, and you'll get on really well with my parents. Yes, we are related after all. Yes, we are, sort of. Yeah, we are, definitely. Yes. Come on then, let's go and get that train. Come on then. This is the right thing to do, listeners. Dear oh dear. I hope this is the right thing to do. Are you still talking, Paul? No, I've finished now. Come on, let's go. While we're here, I don't suppose that journey was too bad. It can get pretty crowded on the train, but I think we made the right made the right plan, getting on at Waterloo rather than Woking. Yes, Paul. Yes, from the sounds of it, it can get quite crowded or be quite crowded by the time it gets to Woking. Absolutely, Yeti Uncle John. Yes, I mean, it was nice to just better get on the train at Waterloo as soon as it was called. And get a seat and not be struggling to find a place. They don't seem to let you book a seat anymore. It just seems to be, first come, first served. Yes, it's very annoying. Anyway, we're at your mum and dad's house now. We are, yes. Just settling in. I've got a nice room. You've got a nice room, yes. Have you seen any of the cats? I've not seen any cats. I hear they're not as friendly as Dealey. Well, they're friendly to mum and dad, but they're not that friendly to me. But
well, some of them are more friendly than others, but, oh yes, well, maybe I'll have a word with them. I don't know that you better do anything yet, Uncle John. You know, they see me all the time now, and they still aren't any more friendly. Oh, well, you know, but I'm Yeti Uncle John, Paul. I have a certain way about me, a way that cats really connect with. Do you now? Yes, Paul, absolutely. I'm sure I better do something about it. Don't you worry. Well, you go and get yourself unpacked, and then I'll show you around, and, yeah, that'll be wonderful. Are we seeing any of your friends during this trip? Yes, we should, but not until towards the end of the trip. Oh, right, who are we seeing? Well, we're supposed to be seeing other Paul, who I went to school with. Oh, yes. What's going on? Well, we're supposed to be going for a pub meal with him. Oh, right. Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, and then we're going to be seeing Nick and Ali the day after. So, yeah, it's going to be quite a quiet week, although I'm sure we'll go out somewhere. And then, you know, towards the end of the week, just before we go back, we'll be quite busy seeing people. It sounds really good, Paul. I don't know why I haven't come with you before. I don't know, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you've been round this way before, but yes, well, not for a long visit like this. No, that's right. Okay, well, you go and get yourself unpacked, and then there'll be time for a cup of tea and a slice of cake, I think. Oh, marvellous, absolutely marvellous. Hello, Paul, it's me, Cromitty. How are you doing? I'm okay, how are you? Oh, I'm okay. How is Yeti Uncle John? Has he burnt anything down yet? No, he's not. No, he's not burnt the house down or caused a flood or anything. Oh, that's a relief. I was quite worried. How was he on the train? Did he behave himself? He did. He behaved himself. We had a seat. I managed to get him a drink and stuff before he got on the train. It was a bit of a rush. He only decided he wanted one right at the last minute. That is very Yeti Uncle John. It is very Yeti Uncle John, isn't it? But what can you do? Oh, I don't know, Paul. Still, you're there safely. Yes. What does your mum and dad make of him? Well, they've not, you know, really had a great deal of exposure to him yet. So I'm sure it'll be fine. It does make me wonder if we should have just come down for a weekend, because a whole week with Yeti Uncle John, with family, he barely knows. It's a risk. It is a risk, Paul. I'm kind of surprised. The thing is, you know, I come down for a week now. I wanted to be away for a week. So you can hardly say to Yeti Uncle John, oh, come down, but then after 3 days, please go home again. I think you could have done, Paul. You could have just said you wanted some time with your parents. Well, yeah, I suppose. Well, we'll see how it goes. Maybe he'll decide he wants to go back early. I don't know. Well, we can see, huh? Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure he'll be fine. I hope so, Paul. Well, it's good to talk to you. I better let you get back. Yes, he's just unpacking. I promised a cup of tea and a slice of cake. Oh, Yeti Uncle John will love that. He will, yes. Just hope he doesn't eat the whole cake before anyone gets to it. Yes, that's possible. Yes, keep an eye on him. I will. Okay, speak to you again later. Okay, Paul. we miss you. Miss you too, Cromitty. Bye for now. Goodbye, Paul. Goodbye. Hi, Big Fatty, it's me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? I'm all right. I'm visiting my parents again. Yes, this is my August visit. I'm coming down for a little bit more than a week. My plans sort of changed, rail strikes and all sorts, and it was just easier to come down when I did. So I'm actually here for like 10 days or slightly more. And we're not doing a lot at the start of the trip. Just see how it goes. And then a day or two before I go home, I'm catching up with my usual friends, because that's the date I had originally planned to see them. But anyway, I've sort of reversed my trip. Anyway, one thing that's happened is that I decided to invite Yeti Uncle John down to my parents. Now, you know, the whole family tree is quite complicated, and for years, you know, I mean, I'm still not sure we know quite how Yeti Uncle John fits into the family tree. You know, he didn't grow up with either my mum or dad, and so yeah, we're pretty sure there is some definite blood connection. He's not just an honorary uncle. You know, sometimes you call people uncle or aunt, and they're not actually your real uncle or aunt. I mean, certainly I did. My great aunt's friends, they were all my aunties. They all, you know, Auntie Margaret, Auntie Maud, Auntie, everybody, you know. But no, Yeti Uncle John is definitely related to me, but we haven't worked it out. So anyway, Yeti Uncle John doesn't know my mum and dad that well. In fact, they've barely met before, so it might be a bit of a risk having invited him like down for a whole week, but we'll see. I'll keep you informed. I hope he'll behave himself. He just has a way about him where he does things and then, you know, things go wrong. And anyway, I feel like I'll be the one who's blamed if he does it. So keeping a very close eye on Yeti Uncle John. So we really hope nothing bad happens. It'll be nice for him to be, you know, away from my flat, out of the town, into the countryside. And, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll all go well. I'm sure it will. But as I say, I'll keep you informed. Anyway, I hope you're all right. Hope you're okay, Poodle. I'll record again in a day or two. All right. Okay. Maybe next time Yeti Uncle John will say hi as well. But he's having a nap at the moment. He's just had a cup of tea and a slice of cake. And he did have quite a big slice. In fact, I think he had 3. Still, who can blame him? Okay. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Hi, listeners. Sorry about the noise. It's Yeti Uncle John. Thought it was the mower to start with, but apparently my dad's got him doing some gardening work and has made the unfortunate decision to got some sort of chainsaw. Even though my dad owned a chainsaw, getting him to trim the hedges. No, Yeti Uncle John, no, those are sunflowers. Yeti, he's just cut the head off a couple of sunflowers. I guess my mum could put them in a vase, but they did look very nice out in the garden. Oh dear, he really shouldn't. I need to go and speak to him. I don't think my dad knows what Yeti Uncle John's doing, and it's the last thing that needs to happen. Oh dear, it's all gone silent. I hope he's not chopped his own arm off or something. No. But anyway, more in a bit. Oh dear. Oh, there you are, Paul. Oh, I've been looking for you. Hi, Yeti Uncle John. I've not seen you all afternoon. I've been editing and having a nap. It's so hot today. And I just... what have you been up to? Well, I've been baking. Really? Yes, I've been baking. I wanted to impress your mother. Well, I'm sure you did. Is that what the smoke alarm was earlier? Smoke alarm? I think that was just an accident. Here, try one. What are they? Pistachio and almond cookies. They look very good. No burnt bits. Of course there's no burnt bits, Paul. Okay. Uncle John, these are surprisingly good. Thank you, Paul. You don't need to sound so surprised. Well, you know, considering that whilst I was having my nap, I mainly smelt the smell of burning and heard the smoke alarm going off. I thought my mum was having some sort of problem with something she was cooking. No, all me. They're up the top of the garden, just enjoying the sun. Just wondered if you could come and help me, Paul. Come and help you? Yes. No, there's quite a lot of washing up to do. Oh, really? Yes, and actually, I need you to distract them whilst I rush down to the supermarket to buy some new pans and things, some new trays, because I burnt one of them right through. Oh, Yeti Uncle John, you didn't. I did. Yes, but You like these biscuits? Yeah, they are kind of familiar. Have you made these before? No, Paul, I've never made them before. Well, all right then. Let me try another bit. Reminds me a bit of those cookies that Toby gets from Marks and Spencer sometimes. Very, very, very good, Yeti Uncle John. Yes. Well, thank you. Most kind. I better get on with the washing up if you'll come and join me in a minute. All right, I will. Yeah. Listeners, I'm quite impressed. He's done a very good job. Just a minute. What's this? Stuff behind the bookcase. What on earth is this? Oh my good. Listeners, it's a packaging from a packet of Marks and Spencer's all butter pistachio almond cookies. He obviously has resorted to cheating. Oh dear, I hope he hasn't caused too much damage to my parents' kitchen. I can see them coming down from the garden now. He better hurry up. Oh dear. I don't know. What are we going to do with him? Still, he could have burnt the whole house down and he hasn't, so I guess we should just be, grateful for small mercies, eh? Oh dear. Hi listeners, it's me. I may sound a bit today. I think I've got a summer cold or something. I'm all bunged up. So I've not been able to chaperone Yeti Uncle John. He's been out with my dad. Oh, I dread to think what might have occurred. My dad was taking Yeti Uncle John to play golf. Yes, golf. I can't imagine he was a great success. But anyway, he's going to come and tell us all about it. I'm here, Paul. I'm here. I'm glad. Are you sick? I wouldn't say I'm sick. I'm just, I guess a bit coldy. You sound it, yes. Yeah. How did the golf go? It was a game of highs and lows. Oh yes, the ball went high, then there were some lows. The thing is, I don't know anything about golf, and to me, I'm sure you've said the same. Golf is a long walk spoilt, but because I wanted to please your dad, I went along with him. But thing is, I think he seemed to presume I knew what I was doing. Oh no, oh dear. Don't tell me you've done something dreadful. Something that's going to ruin your reputation with him. Well, some might say that what I did should have ruined my reputation, but somehow I got away with it. Oh dear, Yeti Uncle John. What did you do? Well, he gave me this stick and he gave me this white fruit thing. What? Yes, a golf stick. It's a golf club, even I know that. Well, I thought it was a walking stick, so that's how I used it as such. But what's the white fruit? Well, I wasn't sure if it was a white fruit or an egg, but I bit into it. Yeah. Didn't taste very nice. I thought, you bit into the ball? Yes, well, I didn't realise it was the ball. Thought he was offering me an hors d'oeuvre. Like a little snack before we started. Oh, for goodness. You ate the golf ball within 30 seconds of him giving it you. Yes, I did. I had to pretend that it slipped through a hole in my pocket. And he gave me another one. Did he now? So, I dread to think, how did you use the golf stick? Well, the good thing was your dad took the first swing and he was off down the fairway. The fairway, yes. So he never saw how I, how I hit my first ball. Right. Okay. So how did you use it? Like a snooker cue? No, I did not use it like a snooker cue. First thing, I wasn't sure whether you threw the stick like a javelin and then tried to match it, with how far you could throw the ball. Had you not been watching what my dad had done? No. I was actually scratching a piece of dandruff at that point. It's really nasty. It was behind my ear. I got quite distracted, so I missed what he did. Yeti Uncle John, I would have thought you would have watched some golf on YouTube or something before you left. I did use the golf stick to hit the ball in the end, but I didn't do it properly because I used the club, the head, as the handle, and then I just hit it with with the actual straight handle. So there wasn't that much purchase, but yeah, I mean, it did fly through the air. Right. And what about when you got to the green? Well, everything's green on a golf course, Paul. Yes, I know, but you're aiming for the green every time you hit the ball. Some people do it in a hole in one or a hole in 2 or 3 or 4. But I expect you took about 100 hits, did you? I didn't know. To be honest, either your dad was embarrassed by me and didn't want to say, or he was just carried away by his love of the game. So he wasn't there. He didn't even wait for you. That's pretty bad. No, he was off hitting the next ball off down the fairway again. But I gathered that, I was supposed to hit the ball somewhere on the green. But anyway, I was quite tired, so I had to sit down, and I got out a little picnic, and I had some cheese and biscuits at this point, and a can of Coke. What? That's not what you're supposed to do. Oh, it's quite a long walk from, where you hit the first ball to the green, and the green's nicely mown, so it's nice for having picnics on. Oh, golly. But I looked around and I couldn't see a litter bin. I couldn't to start with. And then I saw there was one, there was a flag sticking out of this hole. And I thought, that must be where the litter bin is. So I took the pole out and I threw it. I wasn't sure if that was part of the game. I threw it and it flew through the air. A little flag fluttering. It nearly hit the chairman, but luckily he didn't notice. I mean, he didn't notice because he fell over. And, I ducked down. Well, apparently that wasn't the bin at all. That was the hole I was supposed to be aiming for. Is that right? Yes, Yeti Uncle John. I can't believe that you mistook the hole as a bin, a litter bin. I did, Paul. And after that, I just sort of ad-libbed. But I circled round and I reached the 18th hole, about 20 minutes before he did. I bet that surprised him. He didn't say a thing, but he didn't get cross with you. No, he didn't get cross with me because I brought him around. A drink, a beer. Oh. Well, I'm sure that would have pleased him immensely. Well, I'm sorry that your golf game didn't go as smoothly as it might have done, but I'm kind of surprised you went. I'm kind of surprised you didn't cause more damage. There was potential. I sort of learnt as I went along, and I learnt how to sort of, jump whole areas of the course to get it over and done with quicker. Well done you. Thank you, Paul. Are you proud of me? I kind of am proud of you. And I'm glad you didn't make me come along too. No, Paul, this was a bonding session between me and your dad, even though I barely saw him until we got to the 19th hole, as they call it. The 19th hole, yes, the golf club bar. Yes, Paul. I don't think I'll be going again, though. I don't blame you. No. You've done it now. That's quite enough. Yeah, quite enough, Paul. Quite enough. Anyway, I'll leave you be. Thank you, Yeti Uncle John. Yes, I've got to do something else. Your mum wants me to help with something. Golly, they're keeping you busy. Yes. Absolutely they are, yes. Good, keeps you out of trouble. Kind of. Yeah, not so sure. I'm not so sure either. Oh well. Hello, it's me, Cromitty. You sound a bit snuffed up, Cromitty. Oh, I think I may be coming down with a cold or something. Snap. So am I. I wonder if you gave it to me or I gave it to you. I didn't even realise I had one when I got here. Well, they do take a few days to come out. They do. I'm having a lazy day. How is Yeti Uncle John? I was just calling to see. He went and played golf with my dad. He used your dad as a golf club? No. He went to play golf with my father as a co-player. Oh, how did that go? Not so great. But then, to be fair, my dad didn't tell him any of the rules. And he sort of made them as he went along. The first golf ball he saw, he popped it in his mouth and ate it. Oh, dear. Then he used the golf club as a walking stick. And there were all sorts of javelin possibilities. Javelin? He wasn't sure if you were supposed to throw the golf club. But wasn't your father standing there playing? Apparently, Yeti Uncle John was distracted. And then he went and had a picnic on the green. He had a picnic? Yeah, my dad had already got to the hole and moved on. So Yeti Uncle John had a picnic and then put his rubbish in the, where the flag is. Where you're supposed to get the ball in the hole. Oh, really? Yes, well, my dad didn't really notice. Yeti Uncle John got bored and went back to the clubhouse. So, oh well, as long as there was no arguments. No arguments, my dad was very tight-lipped about the whole thing. I've not heard him telling my mum anything about it. I think he's, anyway, just glad it's over. I'm just dreading every thing that Yeti Uncle John is asked to do, every chore, because I'm not feeling that well. I can't really help out that much, and they're asking Yeti Uncle John to do stuff, and I just keep thinking, oh goodness, what's he going to do next? Oh, I know what you mean, Paul. Oh, well, I need to go and have an early night, I think. I think I do too. Sorry you've got a cold. Oh, that's okay, Paul. I'm sorry you've got one. I hope one of us didn't give it to the other one. Oh, I don't know. We've not seen anybody, have we, recently? No. I saw Milo the other day, but, he didn't have a cold. I don't know either. Oh, well. Anyway, good to talk to you, Cromitty. Speak to you soon. All right, Paul. Make sure Yeti Uncle John doesn't do anything awful. I'll do my best. Okay. I know you will, Paul. I know you will. Yeah. Bye now. Goodbye. Hi, listeners. We're just playing cards. I can't speak for long. We're just playing our usual card game of Rummy. Yeti Uncle John, myself, Mum and Dad. Yeah. I had to explain to Yeti Uncle John that Rummy isn't like Snap. Or Patience, or anyway. Yeah, Paul. What? Well, is your dad cheating? You can't say that. Well, he's just put a card down. That doesn't look right to me.
Got the right one?
14.
Oh, only 14?
There's a good chance I've been out. Look what he got there.
No, he's allowed to play that card. Are you sure? Yes. Yes, I've played this game long enough to know when someone's cheating or not.
Yeah, again.
He's very competitive, though. I've played golf with him.
Then you have to have
You
the
didn't
kit
really play
to
golf with
start
him, did you?
an extra time.
He ran away as fast as he could. Now, that's not very kind, Paul. Yeah, but it's kind of true. Yeah, I just thought, You know, he might have a similar maverick streak when playing cards. No, I wouldn't say he had a maverick streak. No. What about your mum? Could she be trusted? Yes, of course she could be trusted. I just wondered. You know, sometimes it's the quiet ones you have to watch. I wouldn't say any of this if they hear you. No, it's fine. I just wanted to know. We better get back to the table. Well, you know, just be careful, eh? Look, I've played cards with them enough. I think I'll be fine. Yeah, all right. Just want to look after you, mate. You know, I don't want them taking advantage of you. You know, they might have cards up their sleeves or something.
Who keeps giving you those cards?
Oh.
That's not how we play. That's what you say. But how do you know? How often do you win? Sometimes, but they win quite a lot. They do win quite a lot. Well, it's because they got cards up their sleeves. They haven't got cards up their sleeves, Yeti Uncle John. Well, we'll see. All right. I'm joining the table. No cheating, eh? No cheating. Yeti Uncle John. Oh dear, listeners, this is not going to end well.
Oh, you see, I'm going to throw away a joker. Never mind. I'll put it down.
Time you've done that.
No, it isn't the second time. Paul did it again. Well, I put something down, and I thought can't put that anywhere, which was silly because that goes on there.
How did it go, Paul? Playing cards. Oh dear. Yeti Uncle John said a lot of things he shouldn't have said. You know, made comments that I don't think he should have made, inferring that the other two were cheating. Oh dear, Paul. Was there an argument? No, they were very polite. They took it in good stead. That they took it like he was joking. But Yeti Uncle John wasn't joking. No, he wasn't joking. He meant it. But did he win? No, he didn't win. But, you know, other than the comments, he did relatively well. Yeah, I guess. But something else happened this afternoon that I haven't told you or the listeners or anything about. Oh, yes? What's this? It was... So the other day, I took him around the garden. You know, I've had this cold. I've been sort of laid low the last few days, or the last day or so. And but anyway, before I got the cold, I went to the garden with him, and I showed him around. I showed him the vegetable patch. I showed him, you know, the flowers. I showed him, you know, everything that's around here. Did you show him the telephone box? Yes, I did, and I dread to think what he might do. Has he been to investigate it? I don't think so, not yet, but I'm sure he will. Okay, Paul, so you showed him the garden? Yeah, I showed him the garden. And I think I made a passing comment that, you know, a lot of the vegetables, you can just pick them. You know, you just pick them and eat them. You know, raw, like the peas, and I didn't specifically say, but, you know, some things obviously need cooking, but some things, the raspberries, the strawberries, you know, you can just pick them when they're there. I said something like, there's so much you can eat, just, you know, picking it straight from the plant. Oh dear, Paul, he didn't eat all your mother's strawberries. No, that wasn't the problem. This morning, he came into my room, and, Paul, I need to say something to you. I need you not to tell your mother or your father. Oh, Yeti Uncle John, what have you done? Well, I took you at your word, you know, when you said I could go around the garden and you can just pick things and eat them. Yeah, what have you eaten? Oh, well, I thought you meant everything. And so Seems that I ate all of your mother's prized dahlias. You see, Uncle John, why were you eating flowers? You said you could pick anything and eat it. And I thought the dahlias looked really nice. They looked very colourful. Thought they'd be, maybe flavours, like having an ice cream, with lots of flavours. You don't eat dahlias. You eat peas or strawberries or raspberries. Yeah, well, I like the dahlias. I like the look of them. They look nice. So, okay. So you ate Mum's dahlias, and do they know? No, I told them that I saw a deer in their garden. It came running across the fields, and it jumped over the fence, and it saw the dahlias, and it ate them. And I tried to shoo it away, but it growled at me, and I got scared. You told them a deer ate the dahlias. It was pretty early. I went out for an early morning walk. It was so hot, I woke up early. Okay. And they believed you about the deer? I mean, we do get deer in the area, but I think there was one in the field the other day that scared one of the cats. Yeah, well, they did. Your mother was quite shocked. She had to have a sit down. I felt bad. I didn't know. Look, I won't say anything to them. We'll stick to the deer story, but please, just don't go randomly eating things from the garden. Even, I said, it was a theoretical thing. I said, you can eat things from the plants. I didn't say you should, and I certainly didn't say eat the dahlias. I know now, I'm sorry. Oh dear, I feel bad. So you should. Should I buy your mum some flowers? No, because that would be admitting you've done something wrong. Oh, she spent months growing those flowers. I've been a bad Yeti Uncle John, haven't I? You have. Yes, absolutely you have. Oh dear, Yeti Uncle John. Oh, I feel so ashamed of him. I know. I mean, how little does he know about nature that he was eating dahlias? He's blaming it on deers. Anyway, it's done now. But I just dread to think what else he might do. Yes, Paul, I know what you mean. There could be worse to come. The sooner this trip ends, the better. He's just really worried about what can come next. Paul, I've done a bad thing. Now, it's fine. The fire is contained. That's never a good phrase to hear. Where is the fire contained? In the telephone box. Oh, yes, Uncle John, you've not set fire to the telephone box. It's full of lovely books and things. I know. Well, very, very sometimes, very rarely, I will have a cigarette. It's only when I go with Cromitty round to Milo's house, because Milo, he smokes, and sometimes he gives me a cigarette, and I don't always smoke it immediately, but pop it in the top of, my shirt pocket, and I'll smoke it later. I didn't realise that you went over to Milo's house with Cromitty. Occasionally, very occasionally, yes, for a night of Trivial Pursuit. Okay. So anyway, I went over and I looked at the telephone box, and it's very nice. But then I realised I had the cigarette in my top pocket. It's one that Milo gave me the other day, and so you smoked it. Yeah, because I know you can't smoke in the house at your place. That would be rude. But why smoke it in the telephone box? It must have been really, really, really hot. Yeah, well, that was the thing. It was really, really hot. So much so that the cigarette suddenly went up in smoke, and the flames fell down on the books, and I didn't even start to smoke it. It was a mess. It was too hot in that box. I'm surprised the books don't burn into flames at this time of year. Well, my mum always has too many books. She'll easily be able to replenish them. And why did you go in the telephone box with a cigarette? You could have sat outside and smoked it. It doesn't have to be a secret. I'm sure you could have smoked on their back patio. My brother used to smoke. Well, I think he still does smoke. I'm sure, he probably went out on the patio. It's just the one though, Paul. Yeah, I know. But now you've burnt all of the books. Could have been worse, I suppose. Yeah, maybe. I'm sure it could have been. I could have burnt down the hut behind the phone box. Yeah. Okay, let's say no more about it. That's a good idea, Paul. Let's say no more about it. Hello, listeners. I've come out with my dad and Yeti Uncle John for a walk in the woods at No Man's Land at the New Forest. It's a very hot day, but I thought it would be nice to be out and about, but they've gone striding off ahead and left me all on my own. And the thing is, Yeti Uncle John doesn't know where he is, and my dad, he's not good at directions at the best of times, and I know how to get back to the car, but I don't know if they do. So, so we'll see. We'll see if I end up getting... Thing is, they've got to drive me home, or my dad has, so there's not much point in me being lost, or them being lost and me not being lost. Oh dear, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Whew.
What are you looking up on there?
I was just taking a photograph of the nice with the different greens. It's nice with the different layers of green and colours and things.
What sort of signal did you get here?
Not sure, not very much, not very good, I don't think. A little bit, but I don't know if how well a phone call would come through. That tree's very mossy. Tree's very mossy, isn't it? Right down to the ground.
Here comes somebody.
road's not very far away.
What?
The road's not very far away by the sounds of it.
Where it's going.
I'm just going to record something. Hey Big Fatty, it's me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How you doing? I'm alright. I'm out in a wood. It's very, very quiet in this wood. It's not in the usual place that I go walking. This is near my parents. It's called No Man's Land. Very sinister. There are some men about. No, that's wrong. I didn't mean it to sound like that. But it is very quiet. And yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. The thing is, like, where I'm sitting, you think like you're the only person there, although my dad is just walking up the path. But actually, we just heard a police car somewhere, so the road must be very close. It's really dead quiet. Not even any sort of squirrels or birds or anything. It's really silent. And then, like, I don't know what was going on. The sound of a fire engine and a police van, and yeah, somewhere very close. But no, it's gone back to being very, very quiet again. So I might just stay here forever and never go home. No, actually, that's not a good idea. Yeah, I need my dad to drive me home, so I won't stay for too long. But anyway, I thought I'd send you a message from out and about and say hi and hello, Poodle, and I hope everything's all right. And yeah, I'll speak to you again soon. All right, just a quick one today. Okay, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Oh, there you are, Paul. I was looking for you. Oh, were you? Thank you. I'm glad. I thought I'd been abandoned. I'm just sitting on a tree. Well, you know, you ought to... Your dad's gone back to the car, so you ought to... I was a bit worried about him leaving you. I know, you too. You just, like, sped off ahead of me. And, you know, I have to take it slower. Yes, all right, Paul, I know. Well, I'll walk back with you now. Most kind of you. How far ahead is he? I thought he had a bad leg. No, well, not today he doesn't. I think he's up and fit again. You know, it's all that golfing. You should take up golfing. I don't think we should talk about golfing, Yeti Uncle John, after your experience. Well, yeah, well, maybe not. But it's very nice here, isn't it? Very quiet. Yes, it is very quiet. But I think I've done quite enough. I've taken some photographs. At least you haven't burnt anything down. No, I've not. Yes. So, you do walk very slow, Paul. Walking and talking makes me slow. Dear. Well, you know, you don't mind if I walk a bit faster? No, your Uncle John, you walk ahead. It's fine. I'll catch up, just don't go without me. All right. Dear, oh dear. See you in a bit then. Yeah. Oh, we could go and have a pint. Yeah, you'd probably reach the car by the time we finished. I'll go and stress it to your dad. Oh, thanks. That's very kind of you. Sitting in the pub without me. Oh, listeners. They're so good to me, aren't they? So good to me. They did what, Paul? Well, they left me. I mean, they left you in the wood? Well, not quite. But they took me for a walk in a wood, and then they walked off ahead, and I couldn't keep up, and now I'm out of breath, and... oh, dear. But they'll wait for you, won't they, Paul? I hope so. There was talk of them going to wait in the pub, so you can guarantee by the time I get there, they'll have drunk my pint, their pint, and anything, you know. I shouldn't have agreed to come, but it has been nice being out in the woods. It's just, yeah. Oh dear, Paul. Well, I can see Yeti Uncle John. He's waving at me. Come on, Paul, we've got to go. Your dad wants to get back. I'm coming. I'm nearly there. Who are you talking to? Talking to Cromitty. Oh, right. Hello, Cromitty. Hello, Yeti Uncle John. Oh, don't move so quickly. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Speak to you later. Yes, better let you go, Paul. Oh, you better do, yeah. Sorry, listeners. I'm nearly there. Just give me a few more minutes. Oh, you're wearing me out. Oh, well, you're very slow. We had 2 pints each. I bet you did. Thank goodness I've got water with me. Water? Oh, yeah. I can't drink water. It makes me drunk, as you know. Yeah, I thought that was just fizzy water. Well, most water, to be honest. Anyway, come on, let's go. I'm going, I'm coming. Give me... Hello again, listeners. I'm just nearly back. I can see the pub. I just realised that although they've been, in the pub having a pint, my dad gave me his keys for some reason, so they won't be going anywhere. I'm sitting on the green, just having a look, drinking my water. So, they can do what they like, really. They can't leave. They cannot leave. Not until I'm ready. Yeah. How much longer am I going to be down here? The whole thing with Yeti Uncle John, he seems to be getting on remarkably well with my parents, despite the stupid stuff he's done. I should be seeing Nick soon, and I think Paul from school is down visiting his parents as well. So I'm not going to tell Yeti Uncle John, because Paul from school asked if I wanted to go for a meal tomorrow night, and I thought that would be very nice, but it'd be nice to sneak away and have an evening away from my parents and Yeti Uncle John. So I might be doing that. We'll see. I feel a bit better today. My cold is a bit better. In a way, the cold has been a good thing, because it's meant that I've been able to keep to myself. That sounds awful, I know, but Yeti Uncle John is so tiring at times. And I know my mum wants to show Yeti Uncle John some of my baby photos, or my, when I'm young photos, which I don't mind, because I quite like showing off my baby photos. But anyway, it'd be interesting to hear what he has to say about that. But I can see them standing by the car, looking frustrated. I suppose I better go. Yeah, just in case they've got a spare set of keys. Anyway, I'll speak to you again in a bit. I'm a bit more rested now, having sat down. Yeah. Okay, yeah, more in a bit. Hi listeners, I'm with Paul at a pub called the Bat and Ball at Bremer, not too far from my parents' house. Thankfully we've left Yeti Uncle John back with my parents, because they seem to be getting on so well. So I'm getting to have a chat with Paul without having to put up with him. Yes, Paul, we had one of my a member of the family, Yeti Uncle John. I'm not quite sure. He's part of the podcast, but not quite sure how he links into our family. But he seems to be he's trouble. But
has he moved in?
He hasn't moved. Well, maybe he could. I was.
Is there a room going?
I wasn't sure how he was going to get on with Mum and Dad, but despite being an utter ignoramus, he seems to be getting on very well with them. So anyway, it's nice to be able to slip away. I didn't want him to come. I thought if he heard I was going out for a meal,
All finished there, James?
Yes, thank you.
How was everything?
Very nice,
thank
thanks.
you. Perfect. What do you think about dessert menus?
Have a look.
Yeah, definitely have a look at that. Yeah, thank
you. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what's on the list. Listeners, I had a big starter.
I'd like some ice cream.
Yeah, I had a big starter. I had baked camembert, and then I had a chicken and prawn green Thai curry, which was very nice. And then Paul.
I didn't know I had prawn in it.
Yeah, there were some. Yeah,
right.
And then Paul let me finish off some of his burger as well. So
it was massive.
So I may explode during the course of this chat.
It's just that's a bonus.
And we're drinking, yes.
It's a bonus.
Time it for the right for the end. We've got strawberry and apple cider as well. So luckily, I don't have to drive. But anyway, how are you, Paul?
Yeah, I'm good actually. I think on today, maybe the hottest day of the year. I'm not sure. It's not quite 40 degrees. I was saying last time I was actually, when it was 40 degrees, I was freezing cold because I was in an underground German hospital on Guernsey, where it was freezing cold and dripping with icicles and rainwater.
They pay to be there now. We're not tonight because this has been fun.
But it's scary, but interesting place.
No, I've been there, but not for a long time. But,
I really like Guernsey. Really liked it. First time.
Did you go to Sark and Herm or just Herm?
We went to just to Herm because it's only 20 minutes. But I've been to Sark before.
Oh, right.
But from Jersey.
I don't know. You could go to those islands from Jersey.
Yeah, but it's about it's over an hour.
Yeah.
And it was a bit choppy that day. I didn't feel great getting there, but to 20 minutes, Guernsey to Herm, amazing, really, really good.
But yes, you're in town because you're taking your mum to the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, so we're going to Isle of Wight tomorrow, and
is it as easy as it should be?
Well, they are on strike. The ferry people are on strike, but the management have pulled together and they are running one ferry tomorrow, and we are absolutely on it.
It's a rowboat.
We are absolutely on it, and everyone else is flooding the UK, but we're actually leaving the UK to get to the Isle of Wight. Where hopefully it'll be about 25 degrees. So it's going to be much more palatable, I think.
Yeah. And
but what I want to know is how are you bearing up? Because I know July was a terrible month.
Yeah. It's the end of Neighbours.
Well, no, there was two things. There was obviously Boris Johnson resigned. I know you're absolutely gutted to hear that and to see it in action. And you don't need to say anything. I can tell. Just from your expression, how much that meant to you. But the second thing, of course, was the ending of Neighbours. And I don't want to prolong the grief, but I felt it would be wrong not to raise it and to say how are you?
We're a few weeks down the line now. Yeah, I don't wake up screaming as much anymore now. The crying, constant crying and sobbing, that seems to have stopped. But obviously, there's still the helpline. I call that at least twice a day.
Yeah. But, that may pay for the programme, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I can only hope. But
do you believe Channel 5's explanation as to why they finished it?
There's a load of nonsense, really. I don't want to see more programmes made in the UK. Nor does my mum. There's plenty of programmes. We watched programmes on Channel 5 because they were what they were. We didn't watch the programmes because it was Channel 5.
Yeah.
We watched it because it was Neighbours. if Neighbours isn't on, we won't be watching Channel 5, except I still watch Channel 5 because I watch Home and Away.
Yeah.
But that's only because it's the only existing Australian soap that's currently going. Although that got lower ratings than Neighbours, it's just they didn't pay as much for it.
Well, do you know why Home and Away have stayed?
Yeah, they've got a different deal. Channel 5 don't back it; they just buy it.
Yeah. So Home and Away can decide when they finish, whereas Neighbours, it was obviously a commercial. I think the thing I don't understand, and I know you've got some listeners from America. For an English-speaking soap that's been going for so long, that's got, you'd have thought appeal in any other English-speaking country. How come the UK pulling the plug on it means the whole show collapses? Is there really no audience in New Zealand, in America, in Canada?
It seems bizarre because it's very escapist and very. In recent years, it's been more than just Erinsborough. They had
it's Mooney Ponds as well.
Well, they were branching out more to the whole city, and also like there was a wine grove that was one of the main sets.
Right.
So
okay.
they were always travelling to Sydney or travelling somewhere else. But my mum used to like watching it because it wasn't the UK, it was somewhere she didn't know, and it was more glamorous and it was sunny and the last few episodes they've just revealed got 4 million, which is more than any of the episodes of EastEnders.
4 million, really?
Yeah, EastEnders doesn't get that anymore. Thank you. Great. So, yeah, well,
I mean, I suppose the thing is, there is a lesson here, which is it's always dangerous to rely on one customer for your entire income. So, in a way, it brought up a lot of nostalgia. I mean, I enjoyed the last 2-3 episodes that they did. And and it also brings up lots of memories of when like how music triggers memories and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it is commercially, it's always dangerous to rely on one customer for absolutely everything. And I think the surprising thing is that just Channel 5 pulling it means the whole show stops.
Yeah.
And yet they've sold the format in loads of different countries, and loads of different countries have their own version of the show with their own actors and production teams and all the rest of it.
It was a lot more ahead of a lot of other soaps as well. They're far more diverse and really good mix of characters you watch Home and Away and there's very rarely a gay character, and very rarely or if they do, they do some stories like, we're doing this plotline about a gay character.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, just have characters, and they can have different partners, and then you can give them storylines that aren't about. It doesn't have to be issue of the week anymore. That's very 1970s or 1980s. So it did feel like it was ahead of the game in some areas. But they did unfortunately have a few actors who reported sort of less than happy working situations when they were there. If that happens in Neighbours, which is so diverse, I can't imagine it doesn't happen on other shows. They just didn't go to the newspapers about it. I don't know enough about it, but it seems very strange that I wouldn't have thought that was the reason to have cancelled it, because
it might just be a commercial decision, where they thought this is costing X amount, we can produce something for Y, and we'll bank the saving, and we've still got an Australian.
You've lost the people who we're not going to go. I just don't feel like they understand the way that TV works anymore. you go to a channel because you want to watch a show. You don't just sit there with the channel on all day. Or certainly I don't. And I don't think many people do these days. And if the show they like leaves, they've got the option of another streaming service or another channel, or they're like with me, I've got DVDs and Blu-rays to watch. I don't care what their replacement for Neighbours is. It's no interest to me. I've got other things to watch. So goodbye, except not completely goodbye. But depends how long Home and Away lasts.
Well, I can see and feel it's been painful for you.
It helps.
Now, obviously, I am friends with many of the cast members, and I explained this to two of my very, very favourite celebs, and I asked them if they would send something for you to help you get through. What I know is not only traumatic but catastrophic. So I've got a little. Guy Pearce and Annie Jones have sent me, and Stephen Devins, I should mention him. They've sent you this, which is just their way of saying thank you so much. But I couldn't leave without some of the other characters. So obviously Kylie is a close personal friend. She doesn't like to admit it because she knows it can embarrass me. But I'm happy to admit it to you exclusively on this show. And the same with Jason. And he also insisted on sending his signature. So what I'm showing viewers is some autographs that the stars from the final scenes have sent Paul.
Really, it's really happening. Listeners, they're really there. The photos there, the signatures. How do I know it's really them? How do I know you didn't do it?
It's definitely them, and they insisted. They said, "Well, you've seen Paul. We want you to have this as a little memento and memory, and a thank you, really, a thank you from them to you."
And they come in a little sort of
cellophane
thing, so the tears will bounce off every time I look at it.
That's right.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's right. So they are for you.
Oh, thank you. Two beautiful things. I'm speechless now.
Yeah, but there's also Ian Holmes, is it?
No, Ian Smith. Harold.
Ian Smith, who plays Harold.
He's like a legend.
I mean, Stephen Devins is like the Ken Barlow of soaps. He's been in it forever, isn't he?
Yeah, he did go away for a bit, but he's been back for a long time. He had to spend the last 15 years acting as if he had his leg blown off.
Right.
So, what an actor. Could Maggie Smith do that for 15 years? I don't think so.
No, she tried. She couldn't quite get down to Abbey to keep going that long. But Annie Jones, I think, more or less plays herself, doesn't she?
Well, she's been gone for a long time, but she has.
She comes across as a nice person, doesn't she?
She comes across very nicely,
and her character is a positive person in the show.
She comes across very nice on like Instagram and social media as well.
And then my own personal favourite, of course, Guy Pearce. Interesting guy actually. I saw a documentary with him because I'd say, although I like him, I can't say I'm crazy about most of the films he's been in.
I like some, but I haven't seen everything.
But they are. I watched the he did not the War Machine, the Time Machine.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really dull. Yeah. Really, really dull.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant in that.
Memento, he was good in that as well.
I have not seen that film.
That's quite weird because it's all backwards and stuff.
Right, okay. But he is in. I'd actually almost forgotten that he was in Prometheus.
Yes, he's all in makeup and stuff.
So I like that. And there was another film a few years ago called Spinning Man, which was a bit like it. He basically plays a university lecturer who gets accused of killing someone, and then you sort of find out a bit like not quite a Columbo episode, but where there's something there, but he's hiding it, and actually he plays that really, really well. But I saw a really interesting documentary with him, and he was talking about he's very open about his relationships, things that have gone well for him, things that haven't gone so well. And he comes across as completely unpretentious, isn't it? Very, very quite easygoing.
Yes.
Although I think perhaps he's a natural introvert, but can flip and be an extrovert when he needs to be.
Yeah.
But I think his default position is as an introvert.
He's the sort of famous person who, when he meets a famous person who he is in awe of, then it's no different than if we met a famous person.
Exactly. Yeah. So I really like that about him. So yeah, I was great that he came in and did all of that, and it triggers a lot of memories, doesn't it, about the show when you were watching it, or when we were watching it. You know, is
Paul, have you been ringing the helpline as well? It sounds like maybe you're not the only one affected by.
Well, actually, I was surprised at how sad I was about it. Even though I realised I've not watched it for about 30 years.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know that is when you go onto YouTube and you see the intros, you think, I remember this intro, I don't remember this intro.
Yeah.
And then you realise, well, that must have been when you stopped watching it, which is probably about 92.
I stopped around 92 when I went to university.
Yeah.
Then I started again. I think I saw the odd bits and pieces, but then I started again about 2011. So
right.
I've been watching again. I've been watching for about 10 years again, longer than I ever did the first time round. And I don't think. I think it was better. Well, I've said this before. I think the time we watched when we were at school, it was the most successful part of the show. I don't think it was necessarily the best storylines. I think some of the best storylines have been in the last 10 years, and maybe. But it was just when it was less popular. But I think just because it was successful doesn't mean to say it was bad when it was finishing. It just didn't have the audience.
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose that's the thing.
I think there's
Channel 5 is saying it's not about the audience.
But then they hardly ever. They didn't really promote it very well, and you know, and I think if you didn't know it was on, how would you know it was good? Or you would just presume if it didn't get much that it wasn't very good anymore.
Do you think any of these people will get jobs on Home and Away?
It's possible.
I mean, if I was an actor, I would be sending my CV.
It's possible. I mean,
to Home and Away now, or you'd have done that 3 months ago.
The actress who played Paul Robinson's sort of estranged wife, Therese, originally started with Home and Away.
Oh, really? Oh, right, okay.
Played a character called Sophie in the 90s when because she's about our age now. So in the 90s she'd have been about what our age was in the 90s. So she was one of the schoolgirls in Home and Away in the 90s. And now she's like a matriarch, sort of in her mid to late 40s. So they could always have that, unless that character got killed, they could always have her come back now.
Well, I think what's great is so many of them, you know, were able to have incredible careers on the back of it, and I think it also speaks to a time when there were mass audiences for programs in general, and if you were on these programs, millions and millions of people saw you, whereas now, you know, actually success is 10 million people, isn't it? And
that's massive success. I mean, with them saying like, oh, Doctor Who only gets 5 million these days, well, EastEnders doesn't even get 5 million.
I've only got to about 2 million.
Which one?
Down to about 2 million.
Doctor Who or EastEnders?
EastEnders.
EastEnders, yes, exactly. So,
and it's on the verge of cancellation.
Yeah, so saying that Doctor Who doesn't get what it used to get, well, nobody gets. It's not just Doctor Who. It's nothing gets what it used to.
No, because the audience is so fragmented. I mean, my nieces and nephews. I mean, they don't really watch an awful lot of television because there's so many other choices. And then
shows are just 2 minutes long.
Yeah, and what shows they do watch are streamed and watched at different times. So it's a very different experience, very different market, you know, to what it was, and what constitutes success is very different now. You know, and series are. But then I was looking at Game of Thrones is coming back on with Matt Smith starring in that, and I'll definitely watch that. But I don't know if you saw. Did you watch any of that?
No, I saw the first season, but I didn't really get into it.
I mean, I watched it all the way through. I mean, like anything, everything has its time, doesn't it? And that, towards the end, it was really flagging a bit, you know. And
they didn't wait for him to finish writing the books.
Well, this is the thing. Yeah, this is and this is the creative process. But like all writers, they're creative for a reason. They don't necessarily just churn it all out. It is what it is. But I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah.
But I haven't got high expectations for it.
I suppose we better look at our well, thank you very much for these lovely photos. And
well, it's not me. It's the stars.
Well, thank you for being the conduit.
You're welcome.
And,
but they just wanted to help do their little bit to help you get through this period.
I might have to have everything from the dessert menu to just get over it. I don't think I could actually. I really filled myself up, but we better make a selection. Anyway, listeners, it's been good to catch up with Paul and not to have Yeti Uncle John dragging behind me. He wouldn't like all the neighbours chat anyway because it wasn't about him. Well, thank you, Paul. We'll see you again soon.
Yeah. Okay.
The listeners will be very glad to have heard from you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi listeners, I'm over at Nick's now. Now Nick's here, we're going to talk to him in a second. Yeah, Yeti Uncle John, he's in the spare bedroom having a look at Nick's DVD collection and books and things. After not taking him out to the meal with Paul last night, which he still doesn't know about, so don't mention it. Yeah, I couldn't really not bring him round to Nick's. Yeti Uncle John, are you behaving yourself? Yes, Paul. What do you ask? I'm just talking with Nick, so a bit of shush would be appreciated. Charming. Anyway, Nick, here we are. I've been at my parents for nearly a week now. As you know, I brought Yeti Uncle John with me, which doesn't usually happen, although he has been to Salisbury before now. In fact, I think he has been to this flat briefly at least once some while ago, but you don't mind him looking at your DVDs and stuff. He'll be fine. I'll keep him busy for a while whilst we have a catch up. But anyway, how are you doing?
Too bad. I feel just for the listeners' sake, and obviously it's obvious to me. It is extremely hot at the moment. It's second of 2 heat waves that we've gotten. I was staying at Lane and Keith's a few days ago, and it was extremely hot then, and so I'm kind of feeling a bit today. So, but I'm keeping real. We had a move around actually. I hope these. He won't mind, but it's work in progress. But we've changed the bedroom around. That we've got some more bookshelves, so the places for the books and the violin cabinet.
Yes,
not too bad actually. I haven't done any films this year, unfortunately, but obviously we had the book out in May, which was nice.
Yes.
And we rather excitingly, your mother found a whole cache of what we think is your very, very earliest camcorder tapes, pre-Sutton Park.
Yeah, from 91.
91 onwards, when you first got a camera. And we've been watching some of those, and there's Harry and Robin looking very young, and also the beaches, which I was where I grew up, and Harry was still there by 91.
Yeah.
And I'm revelling in spotting all the things that were there in my time, which were still there then and aren't now. And I think I'm just about to come up. We've got the sound down, obviously, because we're busy recording. But I think this is the tape where I make my Beaches debut. So I think we do. I remember doing a sketch as an old man in a dressing gown, on a Sunday afternoon, and with my old photograph albums. So, and I think that went on Beaches 1.
That was a bit of a surprise. We kind of knew those tapes should theoretically exist. We just hadn't found them.
Absolutely, I couldn't think of any. I didn't believe that they were over at your place.
No, not in Surrey. No.
Literally just a small cache of the southern part ones to find now, and that's it. Very few. So it's exciting times. Yeah, we should have your entire back catalogue digitalised. No time at all. But this is the really early stuff, and I remember as well. I can't believe it's 31 years ago. That's over a lifetime ago. But apart from that, keeping well, rather sort of seasonal problems, but apart from that.
I had a summer cold earlier in the week, which I'm over now, but that meant I couldn't, I had to let Yeti Uncle John sort of hang around with my parents, which actually, even though he's done some pretty ridiculous things, they seem to have passed my parents by, and we're coming to the end of our week here, and after we've spent today with you, I should be going back on Monday. It's.
And the other thing was it's just been very busy because I went to a friend's birthday. We went to a few parties before that. It's been non-stop. I think it's going to be non-stop into September. So, but we're staying over with Elaine and Keith was very nice. I did I co-presented the show with Keith, his online radio show. But it's.
You've got a good collection in there, Nick. I'm very intrigued. Would it be possible for me to select something for us to watch from your collection later in the evening, possibly?
You want to watch some books?
No, well, I'm going to read some books, but I've had a look at some of your DVDs and DVDs. You know it's DVDs. Don't play the fool. Oh, that's what I do best. Apparently, I'm sure Nick will let you watch one of his DVDs as long as it's like, we'll just watch an episode or something. Yes. Indeed. And we're going to get a takeout later. Yes, we're going to take out later. Oh, it's been ages since I've eaten out. You've not been to a restaurant or a pub recently, have you, Paul? No. Why do you ask? I thought you slipped out last night. I had a business meeting with an old friend. Did you now? It's not what your dad said. My dad didn't know what was going on. Anyway, Yeti Uncle John, we're busy, so come and join us in a little while. Maybe it's time for time for your afternoon nap now? Is it? Do I have it? Do I do that? You do today? Oh, I guess so. It's very hot. I might have a lie down. Great idea, Yeti Uncle John. I'm sorry, Nick, if it sounds like I'm being mean, but a whole week with Yeti Uncle John, some of the things he's done, I'm surprised my parents haven't caught on to it. But anyway, let's continue having a look at some of these tapes, and maybe so we can do a bit more recording later. So, Nick, did you enjoy the film we just watched?
The Appointment. It was terrific, actually. I like British thrillers. I like thrillers, and I like psychological thrillers, and I like, obviously, ones with a good cast, and that sort of rolled everything into one.
Edward Woodward. It was from 1981. It was a bit of an obscure one. I think for a long time it was only available like from some VHS copy that was on YouTube, but I think they only relatively recently found a good print, which...
Right, right. So, and they were able to get it straight to...
Yeah, well, it came out on BFI, so that's...
BFI is always good.
I think there's some interesting extras to explore. The director only ever directed that film. He was an assistant director, and
I thought it was great. The little what I think made it was the attention to details. That made it disconcerting, and the fact that sort of you see the threat from the beginning, but you don't know where it's come from, and there's a girl who plays his daughter there. I'm not going to give anything away of the plot, just in case you want to go and see it. But she was extremely well cast and very, very, very disturbing. Very kind of.
I think it's quite ambiguous. You can sort of have your own theories as to quite what went on, and.
I mean, if you're looking for a feel-good movie, then there's this
romantic comedy. No.
But if you like something a little bit scary that isn't, I mean, there's a bit of gore, but that is kind of disturbing rather than horrific.
I said to you, I kept thinking Saffron Steele was going to walk on.
Yeah, it had it's that patience of storytelling which is was very Saffron Steele. Also, I think it's obviously quite a low-budget film, but. It's for that. I kind of prefer low budget films,
except for some of the special effects towards the end, which were very well done. The sort of stunts with the car.
Yes, well done, but very straightforward. There was no messing around there. But what they did extremely well. I can recommend it to those of you out there who like good films. But it certainly tickled my ticks my boxes. Not tickled my boxes.
It's described as a horror film, but it's more sort of like a slightly longer episode of Hammer House of Horror. But I'm not even sure that the Hammer House of Horror TV audience would have had the patience for it because. It's so slow building, but not in a bad way for us.
Yeah,
but
you also had Jane Merrow, who I'm actually on Facebook with. He was playing the wife, very classy lady, and
there's elements of visions and forebodings and dreams as well. That with a sort of an ending. That suggests something, but still doesn't give you the answer. But links back to a scene from the very start, which was it leaves you asking questions or thinking, which is good.
Which I like. I like that too. It's makes the whole viewing thing a lot more. What kind of involving?
But in case listeners didn't hear the title, it's called The Appointment. It's only relatively recently come out on BFI on... was that a Blu-ray or was that a DVD? Blu-ray, yeah. And it's got... Is there a second disc with extras or is it...
let's have a look. Yeah. Yes, there's loads of extras.
Yeah.
There's Jane Merrow talking about it, commentary of the director,
yeah, so you get a lot. It wasn't inexpensive. I don't buy a lot these days, but I read an article about it. It was enough for me to give it a go.
And also some more of his short movies are actually. So it's actually at Julie Peasgood in The Making of the Lake, which is another film, a much shorter one.
Yes.
Much earlier. Julie Peasgood, she was a regular in Survivors. So. If you get it, it's well worth getting because
a lot on the disc.
Yes.
Anyway, talking about getting things, we've to go and get our tea. Our tea. Good John, come and have a look at this menu, or we'll go without you. I'm coming. I've just been having a nap. Oh, did I miss the film? Yeah, you did just slightly. Oh dear, listeners. What's he like? Yeti Uncle John, did you pick something off that takeout menu? Nick's gone now, you do know that? Yes. I'm just looking at his all the books in his spare bedroom. Yeah, it's very nice. Carrie, Ken Dodd. Some of these you talked about, haven't you, on the podcast? Well, yes, we did do an episode about the books in this room, or some of the books in this room. But Yeti Uncle John, you have missed out on the takeout. You can go running after him, or maybe you can even call him. But
Did you not want anything for dinner? You could have asked me. I would have paid for you. No, Paul, it's all right. I've got something sorted out. You've got something sorted out? Yes. I've just I booked myself a taxi. He'll be arriving in a minute. You what? Nick won't mind, will he? He won't mind if I've gone by the time he gets back. Where are you going? I'm going up to the golf course. You what? Yeah. Some of the guys from the golf course. They were talking about a poker game tonight. Are you even allowed to go up to the golf course without my dad? Don't you have to be a member? Oh, it's all right. At Neville, he said, just come up, it's fine, you can be my guest. I can't believe you've made friends with people that time you went to the golf course. Oh, yeah, I make friends easily. Yes. Yeah, well, I know you used to make friends in Shame Jail. What about Coconut Jim? Oh, Coconut Jim, he was a lad. I hope to see him again one day. One day. He's a busy chap. Is he now? What, so you're going to eat up at the golf course and play poker? And then, what, come back here? Or go back to my parents? I don't think there'll be much sleeping, actually. No, I think it'll be all night. We'll just keep up at the golf course. Oh, Yeti Uncle John. Well, we've only got another day after today, so I'll see you back at Mum and Dad's then. Yes, I'll be there for Sunday lunch, don't worry. I'm sure you will be, yeah. Oh dear. Well, I shall enjoy my takeaway. Yeah, you enjoy it, Paul. I shall enjoy winning lots of money at the poker match. Have you played poker before? I've played poker many times. I can assure you, it'll be fine. Oh, well, don't get into any trouble. Don't sort of, clear the lot of them of their money, and then some of them might be quite mean. You don't know golfers. They don't like to lose. You've seen my dad. Yes, well, they're good at golf. I'm good at poker. Well, some of them might be good at poker. Oh, well, we will have to see. What will you do, Paul, after you've eaten your takeout? I'm going to watch some old TV. Oh, I'm glad I'm going then. Don't want to disturb you. I'm sorry, Yeti Uncle John. I forgot that you're not so much into the old TV. Now and again. But poker matches on a Saturday night, that's more me. Oh, here comes my taxi call. Say goodbye to Nick for me. Say thanks for a nice afternoon. I had a lovely nap. I'm glad you did. Oh, dear. All right, we'll see you later. All right, I'm off now. All right then. Bye. I don't know. Off to a poker match. There he is, gone. Nick and I can have a boys' night without Yeti Uncle John around. I did wonder if perhaps coming over here wasn't going to be his cup of tea, but after having not taken him to the pub with Paul last night, I felt bad, and anyway, well, he's gone. There he goes, off up to the golf course. Listeners, my dinner will be arriving soon. Nick's gone striding off to fetch it, so, and his dinner as well, but I paid for it. It's my treat, so, anyway, okie dokie, speak to you later, tonight, tomorrow, I'm not sure, we'll see how it goes, dear oh dear. Alright, okay, but bye for now, I suppose. Hi listeners, it's Sunday the 14th of August, and I'm still at Nick's house, but I'll be leaving soon. The rest of the evening was very nice. The takeouts were very tasty. I don't know how Yeti Uncle John got on with his poker night, but anyway, it was very hot again, and I ended up stopping drinking wine and drinking water by the end of the night, but I was quite sleepy, so yeah, I went to bed quite early. Well, ish, which usually I stay up late when I'm at Nick's, but the heat and it wasn't going to happen this time. Anyway, I haven't slept too badly either. I still think it's going to be too hot today, but never mind. Anyway, we should be going back to my parents, and hopefully Yeti Uncle John has got back okay, and we'll see how the day goes, and then it'll be time to go back on Monday. Oh dear, I'm still, I don't know, I think I'm still processing this whole week. I think I might go into shock with all of the stuff that Yeti Uncle John's got up to, but anyway, Cromitty's promised to meet me at Woking Station on the way home, so in case I need extra support. Oh, Yeti Uncle John. He really is. He really is, isn't he? Okay. More once I'm back at my parents'. Hi, listeners. We're back at my parents' house. No sign of Yeti Uncle John when I got in, but I think he has just got back. I think I just heard him arriving in a car. So maybe he'll stick his head in the door. I've been playing Fortnite with Andrew and Warren this afternoon, and I had a little chat with Callum, recording some new quizzes for later in the year. Just a minute, here he comes. Is he Uncle John? Oh yes, hello Paul. Are you all right? Fine, yes. How did the poker night go? Oh yes. It was amusing. Yes. Amusing? It's not a word I associate with poker. Did you have any big wins? Did I have yes, I won a little bit. Yeah, let's just say I won a little bit. Oh, I thought you were going to clear them out. Yes, well, some of them were more well versed in poker than I expected, let's say. I told you, these guys, they're not just good at golf. You said they were just good at golf, but some of them, they've been around a long time, some of them, and perhaps know more about poker than even you do. Yes, well, I wouldn't say that. So how much did you win? An undisclosed amount, but I was very pleased. Oh, okay. And how much did you lose? I lost a fair amount. But did you balance it up? I balanced it up just about, yes. Yes, it was fine. I can't say too much. I don't want to give away all my secrets. Okay, well, that's fair enough, Yeti Uncle John. You look like you want to have a nap. Yes, I do want a nap, actually, before dinner. I didn't sleep much last night. Yeah, I think I do need a nap. Okay, fair enough. Well, we were going to look at some photos of me later, which you can join us for or not. Okay? Yeah, I think I'd like to join you for that, seeing it's our last evening. But, yes, very nice. Going to have a lie down, as I say. Yes. But you had a good night. I had a good night, yes. It's just not quite what I expected, but anyway. Let's proceed a bit, Paul. Right. Dear, oh dear. Things clearly didn't go as he was hoping, but anyway. We're going to look at some photos in a moment. We better go and do that. I don't know. Yeti Uncle John. I just hope he didn't lose too much. Anyway, right. Look at these pictures of you, Paul. I'll take it they're you. It could be a little doll for all I know. Yeti Uncle John, what do you mean? I don't look like a little doll. Well, you look like a little baby in a cot. Yes, with my panda bear. Yeah, are you sure that's you? I can't imagine you ever being that little. I can assure you it was me. I was going to get Mum to come and tell you about this, but really, you ought to be packing. We have to get back. Oh, dear. I've really enjoyed my time here. I don't feel ready to go. Really? Really? Yes, Paul. I'd really like it here. I feel I really fit in. You feel you fit in, do you? Look, I'm going home today, so come and join me or don't come and join me. I'll make up my mind later, Paul. It's fine. Your dad said he'd take me to the station wherever I wanted. Look, well, enjoy yourself looking at these photos. I don't know. Just enjoy yourself, all right? I will, Paul. I will enjoy myself. I shall sun myself in the back garden. You can't do that in your flat. That's the thing, and the magpies don't like it either. Yeah, you'll look after them, won't you? When you get back, the magpies. Yeah, whatever. Oh dear. Listeners, it's time to pack up and go. It's time to go now. It really is.
Well, Paul, no wonder you're shocked. I completely understand now. Oh dear, Yeti Uncle John, what is he like? As I was saying, it's not like he went and did one big massive thing. It was just lots of little things that, just sort of built up. And I witnessed them all, and I felt embarrassed about him. And maybe I shouldn't take it all on board, but I did. Yes, Paul, I do understand. It's difficult not to take responsibility for Yeti Uncle John. After all, it's two sides of your life. And, if your parents meet Yeti Uncle John, in a way they will blame you for what he does. I was hoping you'd say that they wouldn't blame me. No, Paul, I think they will blame you. You brought this man into their house. I did. I brought Yeti Uncle John into their house. I mean, to a certain extent, there are things that I don't like about my parents. Politics and attitudes, and there are things that I'd be embarrassed if they started spouting that out. But they have the common sense to know that you don't do that when you've got a guest. Well, yeah, pretty much. Yes, Paul, yes. I get what you mean. Oh dear. Well, look, I think it's time that you went home. We should get the train back. What if I bump into Yeti Uncle John? Well, Paul, you're going to have to bump into him at some point. I suppose I am. Oh dear. Well, listeners, I hope you too now understand what I went through when I went back to Salisbury and took Yeti Uncle John home with me. He's been back to Salisbury before now on occasion. Mostly stayed at Nick's house. Well, always stayed at Nick's house. Or it's just been a very short visit and he hasn't had to stick around. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether to be cross with him or just sort of shrug my shoulders and think, well, this is Yeti Uncle John for you. Well, Paul, look, this is our train. We must go. Yes, sorry, listeners, we've got to go. We've got to get this train. I'll speak to you again before we finish the episode. Thanks for listening and everything. And, join us again soon for more episodes. Hopefully ones that don't involve Yeti Uncle John giving me a nervous breakdown. Oh, Paul, come on, let's get home. Then you can have a nice cup of tea. Oh, that would be great. That would be wonderful, probably. Let's go.
Well, Paul, now you've told me the whole story of how it went on your trip. I can partly understand why, you were left in this sort of slightly shocked state. I mean, Yeti Uncle John did quite a lot of bad things. Not all of it he admitted to. I mean, the whole golf game, the eating the dahlias. But I don't want to I don't want to support him, Paul. But, some of the other things he did, it was just him being him. Like when you went for the walk and he left you behind. Well, they both left you behind. And, you went off and had a dinner with your friend and didn't tell him. I don't think he ever found out about that, did he? But, he's very independent. He does his own things. What with his poker night that he went to. I can understand. I can understand why you were rather taken aback by some of his behaviours, but I wouldn't say they were anything worse than that he has done in other times. I think what it comes down to, Paul, you are shocked by how well they all got on. How well your parents got on with Yeti Uncle John. Well, Cromitty, I hadn't really thought about it like that, but I think you might be right. They did get on ridiculously well. I mean, Yeti Uncle John set fire to the books in the telephone box. And again, he confessed things to me that he didn't confess to them. They might not like him so much if they knew the truth. To be honest with you, I had that cold for half the time I was down there. Still not properly over it. And, I think anything he did just irritated me. And having to cover up for him, I mean, you might be right. Perhaps I'm a bit jealous. I don't know. The fact that he stayed back after I left. Is he still there, Paul? As far as I know, he is. I think he just liked being waited on hand and foot. Oh, here comes the next meal. Oh, yes, I'll just lie in the garden. Oh, here comes a cup of coffee. I mean, brilliant service. He doesn't get that here. No, Paul, he doesn't. Paul, I think you'll get over it. Maybe it's not such a bad thing if Yeti Uncle John spends a lot of time with your parents. Maybe actually it isn't. I don't know. I just think I'm finding it a bit hard to take in, that's all. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can hear the theme music, Paul. Yeah, so can I. Oh, dear. Maybe I better give Yeti Uncle John a ring later. Perhaps, Paul. Just tell him you've got safely home. Yeah. Good idea.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye.
It's been good, but yeah, definitely time to come home now.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
What's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast. Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
Hello, Yeti Uncle John speaking. How can I help? Yeti Uncle John, it's me. Oh, hello, Paul. What are you calling? I'm just calling to say I got home okay. Thought you might be interested. I think I heard that from your mum. I think your mum said that, yeah. Oh, well, that's good. Well, thanks for calling. Speak to you later. Yeti Uncle John, why are you so ready to go? I'm actually waiting for a taxi. Really? A taxi? Yes. I'm coming back to Surrey, Paul. You're coming back to Surrey? I thought you were staying at my parents' for another week or two. Yeah, well, let's just say that things changed when you left. Things changed? Yes. I've kind of been expected to fend for myself more now you've gone. What? No more meals 3 times a day or cups of coffee? No, I thought that was because I was here, but actually it was because you were there. Oh, I see. Yes, I think they're a little bit mystified about why I stayed back. They've been putting me to work in the garden with a shovel and stuff. I've been expected to mow the lawn and do chores around the house. I can't do that, Paul. I can't do that. Not all the time. Oh dear, Yeti Uncle John. Oh well. We look forward to seeing you when you get back. Yes, Paul. Yes. It's quite a different atmosphere since you've been gone. I can't believe I thought it was because of me. I thought they really liked me. But they were just being polite to me because you were there. Oh, I'm sure they do like you. Paul, they found out about the dahlias and the telephone box. And well, it didn't go well. Oh dear, Yeti Uncle John. What a shame. Well, we'll see you back soon. Yes, Paul. I'll just go to the taxi. I'll be back at the station. I should be home by tea time. I will be so glad to see you, Yeti Uncle John. Yes. I don't regret coming here, but yeah, it's been quite an experience. I feel a little bit triggered. Do you? Oh, okay, that's you and me both then. You are? No, it's fine, Yeti Uncle John, it's fine. Okay, we'll see you soon. Yes, see you soon, Paul. Sorry, I was a bit abrupt at the start. I was just, keeping an eye out for this taxi. I didn't want to miss it. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Looking forward to seeing you too, Yeti Uncle John. Bye now. Goodbye, Paul. Paul, what's going on? Yeti Uncle John's coming home. Apparently things aren't quite as rosy as they were when I was down there. I'll tell you all about it in a minute. I didn't expect that. Oh, Paul. Yes, tell me. You must tell me. What's gone on? Well, let's just say he's worn out his silver lining welcome, I think. Yes. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. He'll be home by tea time. Oh, well, home is where he belongs. Yeah, our home, not my parents. Well, I suppose we better let the magpies know. Yes, we better let them know he's coming home. Oh, dear, Yeti Uncle John. You'll never believe it. When I first started talking to him, he was, playing it like he was never going to leave. But I soon got the truth out of him. Oh, Paul, it's not surprising to me at all. He's always like that. Yeah, isn't he just? I don't know. Well, I suppose it'd be good to have him home. Yes. Well, it's where he belongs. I guess. Oh, dear. Dear.
Gee whiz, the way Paul Chandler the Shy Yeti travels around gives me a rash.
Sometimes I just really wonder about this show. I really do.
What the hell just happened on this show? I mean, seriously, reverse it, because I lost. What's going on? What happened?
Oh, kitty Deely. Purr, kitty. Oh, I love Deely.
Well, it's $568. $568. Well, it's $568. $568.
just the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
568. 568.
568. 568.
550. No. Oh, what was it? 68. 568.
568.